grab some popcorn. We're talking sorority recruitment. Hi, my name is Kate if you don't know me. I am a sophomore at the University of Florida and I am in Zeta Tau Alpha. I love it. I want to share my experience rushing at the University of Florida and also offer some advice and tips for you if you are going through recruitment this year. So first I'm going to kind of do a little rundown of the process. Keep in mind that the process is going to be different at every single school. So this is just my experience at UF, what happened for us. This may not be what goes on at your school, but the advice will be pretty universal for no matter where you are. So the first thing that happens in sorority recruitment is orientation day. And on this day, it's the night before the first day of rush, and you just go into the little auditorium and you get put in groups and you meet your Pi Chis. Your Pi Chis are girls that are in sororities, but they have disaffiliated from their sororities, so you don't know what sorority they're in. So they're very unbiased and they're there to help guide you through the process. And I highly recommend that you get close with your Pi Chis and talk to them because they truly are there to help you. They want to help you find your home. You meet them and they will kind of just give you a little rundown of recruitment right there. And they give us their phone numbers so we could text them if we had any questions or send them pictures of our outfits if we want their opinion on them, that kind of thing. They're really, really helpful. And orientation's pretty chill. Nothing really to tell about it. Then the next day, round one starts. And round one, or all the rounds when I was going through recruitment, round 1 and 2 were 2 days, round 3 was 1 day, and then prep was 1 day. But now I think it's changed for this coming year. Round 1, 2, and 3 are all 2 days, and then prep's 1 day. Basically, what you do is you have a home base for all the rounds, and you'll meet with your group that you met at orientation at your home base, whatever house that is, and you will go around to half the houses on the first day of round 1 and half the houses on the second. And you're just gonna go into the houses, a girl will come out, call your name, you'll go with her, and you'll talk to this girl a little bit about what you did in high school, what your interests are, your hobbies, those kind of things. Just very kind of small talk conversation. That's pretty much it. It's really not scary at all. I know it's something that's kind of nerve-wracking. Maybe you feel like you're being interviewed, but you're really not. I promise that these girls that are in the house are just as nervous as you are, if not more nervous, because they really want to make a good impression on you because they want you to be in their chapter. And they also are kind of feeling the pressure a little bit of carrying the conversation because they know that you might be nervous. So they have to kind of carry the conversation, ask you questions, and keep it going. So don't be nervous because these girls, I promise, they are just as nervous as you are. Just go in the house, you'll have a little chat, and then for the next day of round 1, you will do the same thing with the other half of the houses. I think there's 17 or 18 houses now at the University of Florida. And spoiler alert, they are all amazing. I loved all the houses and I found that every single house had something unique to offer. Every house, the girls were super sweet and nice and welcoming and kind to me, so you can't go wrong. After round 1 of both days, you will go in with your group and your Pi Chis into a room and they'll give you a sheet and you'll preference your sororities. I don't remember like how many you preference, but you have a top something. I'll just say top 10. I don't remember what it is, I'm sorry. But you have a top number of sororities and that order does not matter. You can put that in any order you want. Those are just the sororities that you like. And then after that you have your bottom, we'll say 7, I don't know what it is. You have your bottom sororities that you don't like. And those are in order. So the one at the top is like, I don't really like it, but like I can go back, it's fine. All the way down to the bottom of the list is the house that you don't want to go back to at all. While you are preferencing the houses are also preferencing you. So that's important to remember, that it's a mutual selection process. Just because you like a house does not mean you're going to get that house back. I'm just going to warn you now, you are probably going to get dropped from some of the houses that you really like. I definitely got dropped from a lot of houses that I liked. It's kind of confusing, especially if you go into that house thinking that it was amazing, that it went so well, and you love the girl that you talked to. But it's just what it is. The girls in the house kind of know the vibe and the feel of that house and the people that are in it better than you do. So they're going to have a better idea of if you're going to fit in there or not and be able to make friends there. So just keep that in mind. Don't take it personally. It's just they want you to find your home just as much as you want to find your homes. After round 1, you get the houses that are on your list, and some will be gone. And you go to those new houses, and some of those houses may be the houses that you put in the bottom, because again, it's mutual selection. Some of the houses that you put in the bottom may have wanted to see you back. But round 2 is pretty much the same as round 1. You go around the first half of your houses on the first day and the second half on the second day. Each round has a different theme. I don't remember. I want to say that round 2 was sisterhood and round 3 was philanthropy, but during the rounds they may show you a little video or talk about their philanthropy and stuff like that. So you'll get a feel for what the house stands for, what they believe in, what their sisterhood is like, those kind of things. And those are things that you can incorporate into your conversation too. Round 3 again is the same. Round 3 I'm pretty sure is sisterhood round. So that's one of my favorite rounds because they show you a little sisterhood video and it's so cute. And you kind of have to imagine if you can see yourself in that video with those girls, or if you kind of can't see yourself in that video. From round 3 to prep is a big jump. I remember that we had maybe like 7-8 houses during round 3, and it jumped, in the max houses that you can have going into preps is 3 houses. So top 3 houses, the ones that you really like. And prep round is a lot more kind of deep than the other rounds because the sororities will kind of reveal a little secret to you or something personal to them, and it's really kind of special. A lot of times it can get emotional. So prep round is really special, and that's kind of when I think, at least for me, I realized where my home was, because the girls really opened up to you. They really shared personal things about themselves, and for me, I knew that I wanted to be in Zeta because I went to those 3 houses. And I loved all the houses that I went to. I loved my top 3 houses that I had in preps, but Zeta was actually the first one that I went into during prep round. And I went in there and they had a really beautiful little thing going on. I don't really want to talk about it because it's personal or whatever, but things they said and the girl that I talked to, we just got really deep. And I actually cried, and I'm not really a crier, so that kind of told me that, wow, these girls and I, we have a real connection. So I knew that Zeta was going to be my home, or at least I really wanted Zeta to be my home. And then after you have preps, that's when you then go in and make your final preferences, 1, 2, 3, and it's most likely that you will get your first choice, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you do get your second choice or even your third choice, but that's pretty rare to get your third choice, but it does happen. Then the fun part happens, and it's bid day. You go to this big auditorium, and you sit with your group, and your pod guys will be handing out cards. Oh, this is perfect, has my name on it and everything. Kate. So they hand out cards with your name on it, and it'll make you wait literally forever and ever to open your card. You have to put them on your forehead first like this and wait for what feels like 10 years, and then finally they will say, open your card, whatever. You open it up and you figure out what sorority you're in, and then everyone's screaming. It's really exciting. And then they will call out buses, so they will say Zeta Tau Alpha, and then all those girls that had the bid day Zeta Tau Alpha card will go downstairs and get in the Zeta bus, and they will take you to sorority room and let you off a little bit farther from the house, and then you run home. There's going to be girls there with signs that have the names on them, and you run to the girl that's holding your sign, and that is your bid day buddy. It's a really fun day. There's music, you take pictures, they have food. The process honestly isn't scary, but the process is really exhausting. It's really tiring and kind of stressful. You're going from really early in the morning to really late at night. You're just tired and you're hot. It's a long thing, but I promise you it is worth it in the end. Going through recruitment was the best thing I did my freshman year. I would have not made the friends that I did make if I didn't go through Rush. Now we're gonna go into some of my major tips for Rush. And the first category is what to bring. If you are having fall recruitment in Florida, it's gonna be real hot and you're gonna be sweating, your makeup's gonna be melting off your face. It's good to be prepared for that. So I recommend just having a fan of some sort. I bought a little portable fan. It was pretty small. Those honestly aren't really that powerful and don't really work that well. What I found to be the best fan was taking a paper plate and literally just fanning yourself with the paper plate. I promise you, you're gonna thank me later if you bring a fan, because you really do need it. It's so hot outside. It's like 90 to 100 degrees. You're walking around in the sun all across sorority row. You're sitting outside waiting to be let in. You're out there all day long, so you're gonna really wish you had a fan. And also, I recommend bringing a journal of some sort or a notebook, or even just using the notes on your phone to write about every single house that you go into, because there's 17, 18 houses, maybe more at your school wherever you are, but at Florida, 17 or 18, I think we're having a new house this year, which is gonna be awesome. There's a lot of houses and there's a lot of girls that you're meeting. Everything's gonna get jumbled together in your brain. You're not gonna be able to remember which house had which girl, what you felt like when you were there, what you guys talked about. As soon as you leave the house, I would take out your phone or your notebook and write down the girl's name, what you talked about, how you felt. Definitely write everything down because it gets really confusing, and that's really, really helpful. Also, blotting sheets. That's so important. Now, like, I have really dry skin, so I don't really get too oily, but when you are outside in the Florida heat in August, you are sweating and your makeup is melting off your face, and your pie kais actually will be under the tent with you when you're waiting to go into a house, and they'll be passing around mints. They pass around coffee filters that you can blot your face with, but I honestly felt like those don't really work as well as real blotting sheets. I use the Clean and Clear ones. Those ones work amazing. I think definitely bring some blotting sheets with you because your makeup is going to be looking not too hot by the end of the day, and just it's really easy to touch it up with some blotting sheets. Also, snacks. You are there all day long and you are going to get hungry, especially walking around. Something that's really like quick and easy, like a granola bar or some crackers or chips or fruit, something that you can eat kind of on the go. Okay, what to wear. Now, this is kind of a controversial topic. A lot of times sororities are stereotyped for rushing based on looks, and I honestly don't think this is true. Sororities really truly look at you for your personality and what you're going to bring and contribute to the chapter, so they don't rush you based on your appearance, but it is important to make a good first impression because you only have around 20 to 30 minutes to impress these girls in these houses. And the first thing, no matter where you are in the world, the first thing that people notice about you is the way you look. I think it's important to put effort. Make sure that your hair is somewhat, you know, brush your hair. If you're not into wearing makeup, don't force it on yourself. Don't do something that you're not comfortable with, something that's not you. Like, you have to be yourself still. But if you are into makeup, just make sure that your makeup looks nice, you know, put a little effort into it. Make sure your outfit is put together, you know, don't show up with a dress that has a massive stain on it. Just, you know, things like that. Just make yourself look put together and presentable because you are trying to make a strong first impression. And also, every round gets consecutively more fancy. So round one is pretty chill on the looks. They will give you a shirt to wear, at least that they do a shirt to wear, and then you pair it with shorts or a skirt, and then you wear some sandals or something like that. Pretty casual. And then round two gets a little bit more dressy. I think I wore a romper. You can wear sandals again. You can wear a slight wedge maybe if you're feeling it. Remember, you're gonna be walking a long way though, so if you are gonna wear wedges or heels, make sure they're comfortable. And then round three, a little bit dressier. I might have worn a dress and some little wedges. And then prep is the most fancy of the rounds. I wore a nicer dress and some heels. So each round gets more dressy as you go on, and you can also choose your hair and makeup based on the round that you're going to. So round one, very, very natural makeup, and then all the way to prep, I did a bit heavier makeup and I curled my hair, I'm pretty sure. So dress for the round, if you know what I'm saying. What to say? I think that the first most important thing is to be yourself. Don't try to be the person that you think that the girl is going to be looking for. You have to be truly who you are, because if you're faking your personality, you're trying to be somebody else, you might end up in a house that you don't belong in because you weren't being yourself and they thought you were somebody that you're not. Talk about your hobbies, interests, what you did in high school, what you did over the summer, what you want to get involved in at your school or in your sorority. Just talk to the girl like she's your friend, and everything's gonna be okay. So when I watched these videos when I was going through recruitment, a lot of girls were saying, you know, don't talk about this, 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 and this, which that can be kind of difficult to remember, and also it makes you feel kind of restricted about the things that you can and can't talk about. What I kind of told myself when I was going through recruitment, which helped me stay on topics that were more appropriate for the setting, is focus on yourself, the girl who's rushing you, and the sorority that you're in. So when you're in a house, that means you probably shouldn't be talking about another sorority, good or bad things, because you just want to be respectful and focus on the house that you're in, because I think the girl that is rushing you wants to focus on her chapter and not a different chapter. and also talk about yourself, what you're interested in. This is a process about you and you finding your home anyway. So the girl really should get to know you and have a good idea of who you are, what you like to do. And also you can ask her questions about herself so you get an idea of what kind of girls are in this chapter. This is something that really helped me, I think, a lot when I was going through Rush, and that is to be positive about the experience, not just for your own self going through the process when you get dropped from a house, like stay positive, but also when you're in a house, usually the first thing that the girl asks you when you walk in, how's your day going? Like, how's recruitment going? And I know you want to say, oh, it's the worst, I'm sweating out here, it's so hot, my feet hurt, I'm tired, I'm hungry. I know you want to go on this long rant and complain about how hard the process is. Trust me, I know. They know, they've been through it too. But I think it's in your best interest to stay positive about the whole thing because the girls in the houses are going through it too. So if you're positive, then they'll have a positive mindset and the conversation will just be on a more happy note than complaining, because nobody likes to hear people complain. I'm sorry. The girls in the houses that are recruiting you, they are also going through the same thing, and they are almost having a more difficult time because they have been planning for Rush a lot longer than you have. They've been picking out their outfits for weeks, months maybe. They've been practicing for recruitment for months. They have been planning the decorations and the themes and everything for months. So the girls in the houses have been really involved in this for months, planning for your arrival. So if you're positive and you are upbeat about the process and like appreciative for what they have done, then they're going to be very thankful for that and recognize that quality in you. There are going to be some times when you're going through recruitment that there's going to be awkward moments and silence and you don't know what to say. That always gets really uncomfortable because you get nervous. I think I have some good questions that you can ask the girl that is rushing you if things get a little bit awkward silence. My go-to question when that happened was, what's your favorite memory in your sorority? And I also asked, do you have a little, or are you going to be getting a little this year? Or are you close with your little? Are you close with your big? What made you choose this sorority? You can ask her what the food is like in the house, because that's always kind of interesting to know, and it's always kind of fun to talk about food. So you can ask about what are your favorite food places around town, where are your favorite places to go. You can ask her what her hobbies are, her interests. You can ask her about anything really. She's there to talk to you and to get to know each other, so you can ask her anything that you want. That's appropriate, of course. If things get silent, I would just ask the girl that's recruiting you some questions, especially questions about the sorority and about what she likes there and all that stuff, because people love to talk about themselves, and also I love to talk about my sorority if you haven't noticed. So it's really good to talk about that with the girl when things get kind of awkward. So the last thing that I want to talk about is what not to do, and these are some things that I did when going through Rush, so I want to make sure that you don't do the same things because they really kind of messed with my experience a little bit. And the first thing is looking on Greek Rank or other Greek forums, other websites that talk about the sororities and fraternities at your school. Just don't look on them. Now that I'm in a sorority and I truly know what it's like and what other chapters are like, I can truly say that everything on the websites are completely false. None of it's true. You don't know who's writing that stuff, so it really just doesn't matter because it's all not accurate information. Recruitment is such a personal experience. You're there to find your home, nobody else's home, so it's really your opinion that matters anyways. I think that if you go into a recruitment with an open mind, no biases, then you will find your home and be happy in it. But I went on Greek Rank going through recruitment. It was really kind of disgusting, honestly, what people say about these houses. I'm thinking to myself, is this really true? Like, did this house really do that? They didn't. So just don't listen to it. It's not true. It's going to interfere with your views of the house. When you go into them, you're going to have in the back of your mind these things that you've read about them. So just don't look at it. Their opinion doesn't matter, your opinion matters, so don't look at Greek Rank. Also, this is something that is really hard not to do, and I did it during recruitment, and that is talking to your friends about the houses. A lot of times the first thing that you want to do when you walk out of a house is talk to your friend about it and say, what did you think? Who did you talk to? Like, did you like it? All this stuff. but again, their opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion matters. This is your experience. This is your moment to find your home. And if everyone had the same opinions, everyone had the same idea of houses, and everyone liked the same things, then there would only be one house, not 18 houses. So clearly everyone's not in the same house, so everyone's opinions are going to be different, and everyone is going to have a different home. If you need to talk to somebody about recruitment, talk to the pie guys, because they are unbiased. They can help you through whatever you want to talk about, and they will be there for you. Whereas your friend, who may be amazing and awesome, your friend might give her opinion on the house, and that can sway your opinion when you need to focus on your own opinion, not what your friend says. Whereas the pie guys aren't going to give you their opinion on the house. They're just going to guide you through and help you through whatever you're struggling with. Okay, so the next thing that is very important that I think you definitely should not do is suicide bidding. And if you don't know what suicide bidding is, that is when you have gone to your preference houses and you have 3 or you have 2 houses. You know that you only like one of them, and you're thinking to yourself, I do not want to be in these other houses at all. I want this house and this one house only, and that's it. So when you go into preference the houses, when you should be doing is preferencing 1, 2, and 3, and what you do when you suicide bid is you only put 1. So even if you have more houses, you don't put them on your list, you just put that 1. And this is a really bad idea for a couple of reasons. And the first one is, I've heard from my pie guys that actually lowers your chance of getting that house if you don't put down all the houses that you went to for pref round. I don't know how that works exactly, but you might have a lesser chance of getting that house, which would be really sad. Also, I know a lot of people who did not get their first choice house, they got second or third, and they ended up loving it. So you're missing out on an opportunity to be in a place that could be really amazing for you. So what I recommend is putting down all the houses that you attended for prefs in the order that you want, and then go to the house that you get for bid day, even if it's not your first choice, and you can meet the girls, kind of feel the vibe of the house, hang out with them for a little bit, and truly see if you want to be there. And if you're not, if that's not the place for you, then you can always drop and re-rush next year. But I think it's a really bad idea just to put down one house, because you may end up with no house at all, and then you'd have gone through all that work of recruitment for nothing. That would be really sad. And then the last thing is, don't pick your house based on superficial things. So don't pick your sorority based on their house and the appearance and size of their house, because that really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if the sorority has a nice house if you don't like the people that are inside the house, because if you don't like the people inside the house and you don't get along with them and you don't connect with them, then you're not going to end up going to the house anyway, and you're not going to enjoy the benefits of the big mansion. So pick your sorority based on the things that matter, the girls' personalities, because at the end of the day, you're probably joining a sorority to make lifelong friends, and having a nice house really isn't going to help that. Or if the girls are really pretty, you think that's not going to help that. You have to go into rush based on feeling connection with those people, and that's how you're gonna find the home that's right for you. That's how I found my home when I went to Zeta. Every single round, the girls that I talked to, we connected on a deep level. We had really amazing conversations that went beyond the surface level stuff, and I felt really at home there, felt really welcomed there, and I guess my instincts were right, because I love Zeta and I want you to find your perfect home too. So just go into rush looking specifically for those friendships that you want, and not for the superficial things, because you're not going to find your home that way. Okay, so I think that is all my tips for recruitment. And I just wanted to say that if you're going to go through recruitment at UF, it's amazing. Every single house seriously is so nice. Every girl in every house that I've met is incredibly kind and caring and welcoming. So I know recruitment is going to be a long, tiring process, but it's going to be fun and all worth it in the end. If you have any questions, you're going through recruitment, just have more things that you would like answered, leave your questions in the comments. I promise I will get to all of them. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much to me, and I will see you guys in my next video.